I guess you love movies. I do too. Hi guys, and welcome back to another movie review, and today we're going to be talking about the sequel to the Kingsman Secret Service, the Kingsman The Golden Circle, directed by Matthew Vaughn, stars Taron Egerton, Colin Firth, Mark Strong, and many others. This is a huge cast, and is the return of these characters and the Kingsman Secret Service. This time they're trying to protect the world against a conglomerate drug cartel, and that's pretty hard to say, headed by Julianne Moore's character, who's trying to blackmail the government into legalising drugs. And, well, I had quite high expectations going into this film. Obviously, I enjoyed the first Kingsman. I'm not the biggest Kingsman fan of all time or anything, but I enjoyed it. It was a fun, entertaining movie, even if it was a little bit coarse and a little bit, a little bit unevenly paced, a little bit flawed in places, but it's still an entertaining movie. I did enjoy it. I went to this film expecting much of the same, and to be honest, that's what I got. The positives of this film really are what made the first film entertaining. Its risky nature, its characters. Taron Egerton is great again as Eggsy. It develops his character even further, his relationship and his relationship with other characters in the film. There's quite a lot of emotion here in several scenes, and I really think this is quite a good performance from Taron Egerton in this movie. I enjoyed him again as this character. I thought that they developed Mark Strong's character of Merlin a lot more in this film. I thought they did that really well. Gave him a little bit more edge, giving him a little bit more depth and meat on the bones of his character. I found his performance excellent as well. And again, we have a lot of fun, over-the-top action sequences that I really enjoyed while I was watching. I found it, entertaining to watch and enjoyable. There's some good comedy here. It's enjoyable, it's fun, and I was entertained by this movie. The problem is with this film is it is definitely very messy. Now, this movie is 2 hours and 21 minutes long, I believe, so it's coming up to that 2.5 hour mark, which is a long movie for what it is. And really, the reason why is it's stuffed full of so many subplots, and you can feel it. This movie really does feel overstuffed and oversaturated with too many plots and too many subplots going on. They're trying to tell you too many stories at once, and really the movie feels like a succession of subplots rather than a coherent whole. That's really the main issue with this movie, I can say, is it feels very messy. You have a lot of characters, and more or less every character in the movie has their own subplot, and that's a little bit too much. I mean, even in 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours, it makes the movie feel long because there's so much going on, and it's a little bit difficult to get behind everything, and I feel like the movie just needed to be a bit more streamlined. Also, however enjoyable the action is, and it's not even just the action, it's other scenes as well, I feel like this movie overuses CGI, and it's very noticeable in a lot of scenes, specifically a scene, a flashback of Colin Firth's past. They use de-aging, and it's very obvious. In some scenes in different locations they're going to try and, get that realism, make you feel like you're in this event. They use CGI to fill in the background, and you can definitely tell it's there, and definitely in the action sequences as well. Specifically an action sequence which contains a cameo from a very famous artist, very famous musician. That plot is so unnecessary, by the way, but also that scene that particular scene in the movie, you'll know which it is when you see it, is very weird, and the CGI doesn't work in the scene. This is really the problem with this film. It tries to be bigger and better in every way. Overall, it kind of feels a bit bloated, and it feels like the movie's about to burst with the amount of subplots it's trying to cram in. I enjoy Julianne Moore's performance as the villain in the film. However, she doesn't feel a little bit too disconnected for my liking. She's only in one location the entire time. It kind of makes her a little bit disconnected from the rest of the plot, even though Julianne Moore's performance is entertaining enough. So, what did I think overall of this film? Well, it's definitely a mixed bag. It's still entertaining. You're watching it, you're enjoying it enough, and definitely the characters from the first film developed a little bit more in this movie, and they really give you the heart of the film. They give you most of the enjoyment because you know you enjoyed it in the last film. However, the overflowing amount of subplots, the sort of overuse of CGI, and Julianne Moore's sort of disconnect from the film causes it to be kind of a bit of a mess by the end, even if it is an entertaining one. And in the end, I'm going to give Kingsman The Golden Circle a 6.5 out of 10. So there you go, that's my review of Kingsman The Golden Circle. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, put your comments down in the section below. What did you think of this movie? What did you think of the first Kingsman? As I said, I liked the first Kingsman. I didn't love it, but this movie definitely was a downgrade on that film and was a little bit of a disappointment for me. And what's your favourite spy movie? Let me know in the comment section below. And hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye.